Welcome to The Last 50 Feet, the podcast about what happens when autonomous vehicles actually arrive at the curb. Every week, we get into what is moving in autonomous commerce, what's stalling, and who's building what next. No fluff, all signal, and we keep it brief. That's our thing. Let's get into it.
It's the first episode with the sign.
It's a monumentous moment.
We also have some studio lighting in here, which is, I think, helpful for the viewers, but I kind of feel do you think this is how Russell Crowe felt, Master and Commander, Lord of the World, getting filmed on camera?
No, this is just how anyone on any normal podcast feels.
It's pretty crazy.
Welcome.
How are you?
You should see what it's like to be on Jason Calacanis' podcast. He has a light on every square inch of the room pointed directly at your cornea.
I don't want to see that.
That's
I don't want to
next
feel that.
for us. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, that's what needs to take place.
Okay, so we're gonna apparently fire up more lighting in this room. Welcome, head of sales Cam, CEO Ben, producer Kyle, head of marketing. This is episode 8.
Wow. Okay, we're cooking.
It's pretty good, actually. Really quick recap on ICSC last week. I think it went fantastic.
What's your recap? Let's hear it.
My recap is that property owners all over the country are very interested in how autonomous vehicles are impacting their properties, and we are helping them do so.
Yeah, I had a great opportunity to speak on stage as a part of a panel with Amy from Federal Realty and Jay Richard Yu from Jamestown, along with Lee Jackson from Bridgeline. So they put together this nice discussion in front of a good crowd there at ICSC to discuss the impacts of autonomous vehicles on retail properties. And I thought that was really great, both for the industry to get a chance to tell its story for the first time at a major show like ICSC. For those who don't know, it's the largest trade show for commercial real estate in the world, bar none. It's quite the spectacle.
Super Bowl for real estate is what they call it.
It absolutely is. It's
football fields and football fields long of giant booths.
Yep, everyone's there to make a deal and get the business done that they needed to do for the year. Over 48 hours in Vegas. So it was a great place for Autolane to be in order to tell our story as a part of bringing autonomous vehicles to these properties, what the opportunities are, what the landscape looks like, and how major shopping centers should be considering preparing their properties for this significant transition in transportation.
Other news, Cybercab.
We launched the locker.
Oh, the locker.
I was just going to say, I want to know how people receive the locker system.
I mean, everybody, I think, was extremely impressed with the locker system. It is the next step in what it is that we're doing when it comes to commerce. And I think it was really helpful to the story for people to see that live in person. And then I think when we launched it, even ourselves, and posted it all over the place, it was super helpful. What feedback did you get specifically?
Yeah, I think people were really excited to see us advancing the Tesla itself, meaning adding more features to a car that, of course, the locker doesn't come out of the box. It's not something that Tesla sells. It's something that we invented here at Autolane, something we've been working on for quite some time, but it's absolutely the key to batched autonomous delivery. So meaning if you don't have some type of a locker and you do an autonomous delivery, well, you're most likely only going to be doing that point to point from the restaurant to the customer and back. Because if you were to start adding multiple orders into a car and sending it out autonomously, how would the customer know whose is who? How would you prevent someone from taking someone else's order? How would you pack those orders in a certain way? So it starts to get really confusing, but of course, at least for us, it's obvious that if you were to do batching with an autonomous vehicle, you'd have to have something like the in-car smart locker that we've developed. So it was really amazing to see that come to life over the last few months, and then unveiling it on the showroom floor in Vegas. And I think it's absolutely been received well in the logistics community, because those who have been tracking this space for the last decade or so, lockers, smart lockers in general, have been a very important feature to the e-commerce and logistics industry. You can see how many Amazon lockers are out there, how often people use those. The parcel companies have gotten into that as well. And in general, let's call them, parking lot smart lockers or in-store smart lockers have been very successful and helpful over the years. To see what I think is the next evolution of that product go into the cars, autonomous vehicles through us is really exciting. So I think it's got a bright future.
Something I was going to say when we talked about this when we had Britton on the podcast was, as a self-proclaimed germaphobe, pre-COVID germaphobe, I am most excited about this because it just is another layer of like, no touch, no touchy, no confusion. And I love it. I'm so excited about this addition to Autolane.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It's the next step. Do we want to keep going for a little bit, or do we want to hop for today?
Kim, we got a couple minutes, man. Let's let it ride.
You want to push it? You like to push it? Tesla's VP of engineering posted some interesting news on Cybercab.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found that fascinating.
The Cyberwatt kilowatt per hour is down significantly from where the Model Y is currently at. Do you remember the specific stat?
Yeah, essentially the electrical efficiency of the Cybercab, which for those who don't know, it's the you may have seen this in the news or on social media, but it's a gold autonomous vehicle that's being custom built by Tesla to be their kind of go-to vehicle for the future. It will not have a steering wheel. It does not have side mirrors. It is quite small, actually, and narrow. So they've custom built a vehicle that they believe is specifically designed to deliver the lowest cost ride hailing anywhere in the world. And so one of the aspects of that, which is of course very important, is how efficient is the car. So you're looking at weight, size, length, battery size, but then also more importantly, the actual efficiency of the electrical motor and the electrical system itself. And so the Cybercab they announced last week is able to run at 40% higher efficiency than the Model Y.
Incredible.
Meaning for every mile that the Cybercab goes compared to the Model Y, it's going to be able to go 40% farther, and so, or 40% more efficiently. So the one number that I would hope that everyone can kind of take away from this is the Cybercab will have the equivalent efficiency of 204 miles per gallon. I'll say it again. The Cybercab will have the equivalent gas efficiency of 204 miles per gallon, which is absolutely mind-blowing if you think about, just imagine your car at home suddenly being able to go 204 miles on just 1 gallon of gas. It would explode everyone's thoughts on, on transportation, because all of a sudden you could go on a long road trip and back for $4 or $5
at today's prices.
And that's with gas. Electricity and electric cars are even cheaper per mile. So you're going to get down to a cost per mile that Tesla is expecting to hit at 20 cents per mile to move around via a Cybercab. And if you're wondering, well, how does that compare to today, or, what are we what are we looking at when we take an Uber? I believe it's somewhere between $3 and $4 per mile. And so you get down to 20 cents someday, and you're talking about a completely new world when it comes to moving people and goods. So we're quite excited about that achievement that Tesla's engineering team has come up with, because of course, all of that technology and engineering will eventually be applied to the movement of goods. And that's what we're working on here at Autolane. So if we can get down to 20 cents per mile for delivery of goods, you're also talking about a world in which delivery probably becomes almost free eventually. So really, really exciting stuff.
We love free.
Love that.
In the land of the free. We love free in the land of the free.
Heck yeah.
6 orders in a Cybercab and a smart locker being driven at 20 cents per mile.
Shockingly favorable economics
do the math
for
yourself and
all
figure out,
parties involved.
Do the math yourself and figure out where things are going.
With that said, that's the pod.
The briefest brief pod ever. Thanks, guys.
Designed to be brief. Later, y'all.